All right, so our next presenter, I met him online as well. He and I had a nice conversation on DJNTV. Got to know him a little bit. He's a very interesting, very successful guy who's created something for himself and his life and his family and the community he's in that many of us would like to be able to do. And he's got some tips on where he went and what he did. Plus, he has probably one of the most impressive beards in Vegas right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Johnathan Simmons. Come on. Yeah, baby.
Check, check, 1, 2. Hey, how's everybody doing? I know it's good to be here today in fabulous Las Vegas. If you're having a good time, let's just hear a round of applause for the show organizer. I know you drop a lot of money when you come to Vegas. I do want to thank you for having me out. Some of you guys may be wondering, where is my black guy voice? It's okay. It's here in my pocket. I'll pull it back out later when I talk to you. But yes, the country accent is 100% real. I will say that I don't like this lectern being here because I feel like I'm giving a presentation. Really, I just want to talk to you guys. I'm nobody special. My name is John Simmons. I'm in Central Arkansas, one of the poorest states in America, actually 49th on the list. Thank God for Mississippi. We're not at the very bottom. But yeah, I've been able to not only survive but thrive in my market. It hasn't always been that way. It's been a struggle, but I've done it in a very short amount of time, and it's all thanks to building a team that I can trust to send out to go wherever. It's following advice from mentors. It is following advice from legal counsel and my CPA, and really building a business that has done well and is on the track to do some really great things. So I've got this slide here. It's your 2020 growth plan. Really, I don't even remember what I gave John as my title to start it off with, but I'm just going to give you some tips of what I've done to grow my business. And this applies to DJs, photo booths, if you're selling cars, it doesn't matter what you're doing. This is all common sense knowledge that I think everyone should know. But I know some guys come to conferences and they get upset because no one's really like dropping dimes. It's all straight level information. I hope that you're able to take away something because, like I said, I live in a poor state, but I've been able to do okay. So let's get into this. Hey, that's me. I'm John Simmons, owner, chief idea officer. I like to throw that out there because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a thinker. I'm a dreamer. Every day, my wife hears me talk about things that I want to do, stuff that I want to buy, businesses that I want to get involved in that I can grow because I like the idea of entrepreneurism. I was bivocational for a lot of years. I went to school for broadcast journalism, and now I own a production company. Two fields that are kind of super far away, but I want to get involved in everything. If I see there's a good idea out there, in my mind, I'm thinking, how can I take this and make it successful in my world? And that's what I think all creatives, DJs, business owners, I think we all kind of have that bug where we want to get involved with something and ultimately not go back to work for quote unquote the man. I hope that I can work for myself forever because having a day job sucks. I got into retail, got into pharmaceutical sales, made good money, but at the end of the day, I like waking up and being the guy, putting on the jacket, going to the office, and just and doing what I want to do. So that is my beautiful wife. We actually just got back from a cruise on Saturday. She's pregnant with our first child. She's fantastic. I am more excited about being a father than any of the things you will hear in this next 35 minutes, so just throwing that out there. So like I said, DJ, entertainment, lighting, photo booths, event production, special effects, sales, installation. A lot of you guys already do that. Hands in the air if you do any of the things that are on this list. We are all the same. We're all the same guys. We all have the same story. I'm here to tell you what I've done, to kind of take me to the next level in my business, get out of a financial rut, get out of a rut of not growing, and get on the right path to create something special. So why should you listen to me? That's a good question. I wondered why I'm even here with the lineup that they have. People that have done a lot more in business, people that have been a lot more successful. Why should you listen to this hillbilly from Arkansas? That's me. Not that long ago, giving reviews on YouTube. You may have seen me on my YouTube channel, DJ Woo Pig, Arkansas. Nobody? Hey, nobody. Yeah, I appreciate it. But yeah, that's me. The date on that picture, an honest review of Seismic Audio, that was me in 2012. That's 8 years ago. At the time, I thought Seismic Audio were the best bang for buck speakers, and don't buy Seismic Audio speakers. If you have them, let's talk after this. But that was me, and I've changed a lot in the past 8 years, going from a dorm room guy doing frat parties and bar and nightclubs to this. So we do all sorts of events, weddings, production, full scale production, concerts, whatever you want to do. I like to think that I'm that guy. So I've grown in a tremendous amount in a very short amount of time. 2012, I was making purchases on credit cards, trying to figure out how I was going to make all this stuff work. And ultimately, I just went out there and did it, made some bad decisions, and I've been able to recover from them, and I'm in a lot better place today. So I'm going to give you 5 keys to maximize your growth in 2020, and not just 2020. These are all practical things that you can take and keep on growing, into the future. What I'm going to tell you, it's not rocket science. You've probably heard that a lot. Owning a business is tough, but at the end of the day, you have to do the work. I don't care what presenter is up here. If you're going to take those nuggets back home and look at them and analyze them, but you're not going to apply the work to them, then you're going to be in the same place you were thinking that you wasted all of your money coming to Vegas. At the end of the day, nothing works unless you do. And as a business owner, you have to work. At the end of the day, if you don't want to go back working for the man, you need to do a little work at home, okay? How many people have heard the phrase defense wins championships? Every sports guy has ever said that. I like to think of it on the opposite side. Offense is the key. Instead of trying to defend the turf of what I have, I'm going out there trying to score points, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. Just trying to make a path in the bush. So offense is the key. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. I will say, like this slideshow, I'm not a presenter. I'm nervous right now. I talk to brides all the time. It's no problem. Getting up here talking in front of my peers, a little bit jittery. So I will say, this slideshow is not going to be perfect. It's very basic, just because I know that basic is easy to follow along to. Offense is key. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. I know a lot of people like to get on DJ idea sharing and vent about what the next man is doing. They like to vent about the bottom feeder DJ or the DJ that should have speaker A, speaker B. Stop worrying about them and start worrying about you. At the end of the day, they're not putting money in your pocket. You're putting money in your pocket. And if you're investing energy into tearing other people down or not worrying about building your own business, you're going to get nowhere. You're going to be turning your wheels, and you're going to stay in the same spot. I'm one that likes to get off of the wheel and move forward. You won't move forward if you're always worried about what everybody else is doing. That's just honesty. Okay? Get to know your competition. In my state, it's super small. Arkansas, our biggest town, Little Rock, 104,000 people. There's not a lot of people like me out there. So the people that are like me, that are out there, I want to get to know what they're doing. I want to see how they're rocking their events. I want to meet with them. Let's brainstorm. How can we make the market better? How can we command a better price for these brides, for the corporate events, for the concerts, for the festivals, all that stuff? They're going to be your allies. If you don't have something and you need something, there's no reason why you shouldn't turn to your quote-unquote competition to get what you need to get a job done. You need to find a way to make a difference in your community, in your town, in your city. What makes you stand apart from whoever is in your town? What makes you different? I think everybody probably says that they're different than the next guy, but are you really? That's a question that I had to ask myself. I said I was better than everybody else, but what made me better than everybody else? It's a question you need to ask yourself. And everybody in your town should know who you are. It doesn't matter if you're in a big city, in a small city. In a big market, you can break it up into factions, into counties, into regions. Everyone should know who you are, your company, your business, what you do, why you do it, why you're different than everybody else, again. And the ways you can do that, simply get involved. I'm going to take a drink of this water. My throat is dry. Like I said, I'm not a public speaker, so bear with me. All right. Get involved. There's a lot of different ways to get involved. If you're trying to build your DJ business, you need to be going to every wedding show. Spend that investment to get a return. We were talking upstairs in the room earlier about shows, how much it costs to be a part of shows. The cost is minuscule to what you can do there to make an impact for your return on your investment. When I see a wedding show that costs $1,200, sure, $1,200, let's do it. I'm already there thinking of how many impressions I can make on the client that's there to make my return on investment. Civic organizations, Kiwanis Club, Key Clubs, these are all different, organizations that most likely have some sort of business tied to them. It's cool getting bride money, getting wedding money, but getting corporate money, getting people that actually have money to spend to make their next event something special. There's other avenues out there other than weddings. Now, if you want to DJ only weddings, feel free. But if you're looking to do this full time, if you're looking to earn your income Monday through Friday, being a DJ, you need to look outside the box when it comes to earning an income. Civic organizations, Chamber of Commerce's are, show of hands, anybody involved with your local Chamber of Commerce? 1, 2, 3, 4. Get involved with your chamber. Work with your chamber. Let your chamber know who you are. I'm a member of 6 Chamber of Commerces, all in my area, within a 50, 60-mile radius. If they need a production company, if they need a DJ company, if they need some lighting for an event, if any of their members need any of the following, they call me. Why? Because I let them know who I was. I can, ballpark figure from chamber events only in 2019, $20,000, $30,000, I would think, somewhere in that realm. Who needs an extra 20 grand in their pocket at the end of the year? Young professional groups. I see, look out in the audience, a lot of us are young professional people. These are people looking to make an impact at their organization. So you're going to be dealing with young people who are in charge of marketing, because the marketing person is always the young guy that's the guru of social media. They need to know who you are. They have private events, where they're bringing in outside vendors. These people need to know who you are. Events are better with entertainment, whether it's DJs, lighting, photo booth, whatever. You need to get to know the people in the companies who can put some money in your pockets. Youth events. I'm so excited. I'm having a child because that's another market I can fork my way into. Football clubs, baseball, soccer. The parents need to know who you are again. It's not about just the money you're earning on weddings on Saturday, Sunday, Friday. Let's get some money flowing through the week, okay? Churches are another great example. Who did a father-daughter dance this year? How many of those father-daughter dances were put on by churches? Right. So getting involved with the churches. A lot of these churches, they have a campus, has an auditorium, but if they try to do an outside event, they're screwed. Why can't you be that person to provide some audio, some video, some lighting design when they do an off-campus event? It doesn't matter if you're involved in the church or not. I'm involved with the church, but you don't have to be. The church's money spends just like everybody else's. Okay? So that was number 1. Hallelujah. I'm up here preaching. Number 2, stop selling. Stop selling. Whenever you get a client into the office, at Starbucks, if you don't have an office, if you're on a Skype call with them, stop selling the equipment. People don't like to be sold, but they love to buy. How many of you guys have been to a website and you're browsing the website, the little chat box pops up and it says, hey, Can I help you with anything? How many of y'all have experienced that? How many of you all know that there's no one behind that screen? It's a bot. You realize that, and so does your client. So stop trying to sell them on the gear. Get away from the gear talk. On these Facebook forums, you see people leading the conversation with gear. I've got a digital sound system. I've got the latest and greatest in lighting. I can tell you guys that in my market, no one cares. You're providing them a resource that they're going to use for that day. And maybe in the future, they don't care what's behind it. They care at the end of the day whether or not it was an experience that was memorable. So use the experience to push the narrative forward. What can I do for you? How can I make your event different? If it's a bride, what makes me different than the next guy? If it's a corporate client, what was different? What worked last year? What didn't work? What do you want to see change? What can I do to help you? The gear, 9 times out of 10, it's not the leading topic of discussion. It's the overall client experience. When referred, prospects are 4 times more likely to buy. And I will tell you 1,000%, I made that up. I don't know whether that's true or not. But I do know that when you provide the ultimate experience and you sell that client on growing, providing them with something they've never had before, they're 10 times more likely, made that up too, to become legacy clients. And it doesn't matter the cost. You can start with a client that doesn't have a lot of money, and you oversell or you undersell, over-deliver your service. You provide an excellent experience. If it's a legacy client, they're going to shop with you again, and they're going to call you before they call the next guy. So you come to these conferences, and no one throws out the number game. I'm going to shake things up a little bit. I want you to pay attention to the date on this invoice. This was back when I was using Wedding Wire, of all things, to invoice my clients. The problem with DJs, a lot of DJs don't run their business as a business. I used to be that guy. 2016, uplighting for a chamber banquet featuring keynote speaker Governor Asa Hutchinson. If the governor's coming to speak at that event, you think that client has a little bit of money to spend? I sold them 15 uplights or 10 uplights, whatever, $275 in total, 301.13. The date on that, 2016, 4 years ago. Even 4 years ago, that's an absurd price. How many people would agree that that's way too cheap? Okay? The client, Amy Williams, president of the chamber. Pay attention to this date. 2018, John Simmons and his crew, let's emphasize crew at Crown Entertainment, do a fantastic job. Not only is the sound, lighting, stage, all this stuff, she left us a raving review in 2018 about the experience that we provided. And we had worked with her a couple times in between 2016 and 2018 when she wrote that review. But 2019 comes around, and I was able to grow that client because of the client experience. I do want to lead with I am no one special. I'm not trying to chase cloud up here. I'm not trying to make any of you guys feel bad. I'm just trying to let you know that you can grow a client. This was 2019. This is a QuickBook invoice. This came straight off my QuickBooks. I'm not lying to anybody. If you notice, it says paid. There's a lot more line items. There's a lot more detail, and there's a lot more money behind it too. 3 years. 2016, $300. 2019, $23,000. And they don't care about the gear. If you go back to this slide here, when she wrote that review, she didn't mention any gear. She mentioned the experience that was provided. We go from 301.13, 23 grand in 3 years. How are you growing your client experience? It's okay if you come in cheap the first year. It's okay, if you get the client and the money's not where you want it to be. But in 3 years, if you provide that fantastic experience, where can you get that number to? It's crazy for me to sit back and think that the gear brought me the money. The money came because the experience was there. So that's number 2. Number 3, invest in people first. As a growing company, I've got 5, really core guys that I can send out to handle any DJ event. When it comes to production, we can have as many as 12 or 13 on staff handling a big event. As an entrepreneur trying to grow a business, I will tell you that this is the hardest thing that's gonna come to you. Finding people that care and finding people that won't rob you blind is tough. But you always need to be scouting for your talent. People equal profit. Put your investments into people. You always need to be constantly scouting talent. I don't care if you're out eating dinner with your wife. If that server provides you an unbelievable experience, toss a business card out there. Hey, have you ever thought about working in entertainment? I want to change your life, get you out of this rut. If they're working at Colton's or Applebee's, making who knows what, $100 a day, $50 a day. If they get a person that doesn't tip, I want to change your life. How can I change your life? How can we grow together? When you lead with their expectations and their involvement, they're more engaged. Strength in numbers. I can't do this alone. I'm not going to lie. I've got a lot of people that look out for my best interest, and those people happen to be the people that work for me. Whenever you have employees, you need to treat them better than the next guy will, because they will leave you and go work for the next guy if the only thing they're offering is the buck. As Glenn Roush talked about yesterday, he knows that Nate Nelson can go off and be successful. But Nate Nelson is going to stay with Glenn because they've grown something together. Glenn believes in Nate, and at the end of the day, Nate is comfortable where he is. Make your employees comfortable. Treat them well. Do unto others. That's such a terrible thing to say, or such a cliche thing to say. My bad. But just treat them right. Finding talent is tough, and growing the business. I couldn't have grown it without the people behind it. So when I have those people in place, when you found your talent and you invest in that talent, the one thing that you have to do, and the reason why I left my day job, is because I had someone who didn't trust me to do my job. And I hated that. So when you give them something, let them take it. Give responsibility. Practice accountability, but don't micromanage. Micromanaging will push people away. They would much rather go work for someone else and not be micromanaged than to work for you, who happen to be a great person, and have you asking them a million questions and looking over their shoulders to make sure that they've done their job right. Invest in them, then let the reins go. Make sure they can handle it. And whenever whenever you let the reins go, it's all good to come back and have a meeting and talk through what went right, what went wrong. Every Monday, I send my DJs out on a weekend event, payroll. They know payroll's coming Monday. Before they get that payroll, they get an email from me. What went right? What went wrong? What can we do to grow the event or grow the client? I want to know about the event. Before they get that paycheck, I want to know what went right, what went wrong. We're going to talk about it, and then we're going to get you paid. Okay? Number 4, hire your weakness. And this is in growing your business. I see a lot of DJs that don't run their business like a business. We want to sex it up. We want to make it sexy. Business is tough, and it's not easy. I went to school for journalism. I didn't go to school for running a business. How many people in here have a business background? We got a couple. And I'm assuming, I know Toad does well. Having that business background helps a lot. But if you didn't go to school for business, if you're not a guru, you need to hire your weaknesses. The main thing I can tell you to do is get a good CPA that knows numbers and cares nothing about what you do. They know what you do, but they don't care about the sexiness of an event. At the end of the day, they want to see where the profit is. You married one. That's why you're doing well. Can I agree? I like that answer. Congratulations. That's so awesome. 25 years. Cash is king in business. I see a lot of DJs that buy unnecessary stuff and they think, well, I'm just investing in my business. I'm just putting it back. I'm growing it. But at the end of the day, where's your profit margin to move into next year so you can move into different markets or have the availability to hire someone on and suit them up with a new set of equipment so you can send them out with equipment that you trust, that's not going to break down on them, that's not seismic audio speakers. Cash is king. You need to be building business relationships. This comes back to the Chamber of Commerce events. A lot of these members of the chambers, they're business owners, they're entrepreneurs just like you. They understand the struggle of what it takes to own a business, what it takes to run a business. They know that it's a 24-hour game and not a 9 to 5. These are the relationships that you need to be building, that you need to be cultivating, because those people in business are more likely to do business with other business owners they know and other business owners they trust. Will that purchase make you money? I was guilty. I'm still kind of guilty. I bought a hoverboard stereo T. I know a lot of you guys have probably seen Jason Jani with his hoverboard. I was that guy. I'm going to be Jason Jani. Let me tell you something. Arkansas is not the market where you can be a Jason Jani. He's a rock star. He pushes the envelope of what we should all hope to be, which is successful business owners and DJs. But that hoverboard didn't get me to a Jason Jani status. Being myself and investing in myself and treating my business like a business is what has made my business successful. Find your niche. If you want to be a wedding DJ, that's cool. Why aren't you meeting with every vendor, every venue in your area to see what you can do to earn their business? And I didn't say what you can do to get their business. You need to earn it. Because when you develop that trust, that's what earns you their business. You need to be meeting with your vendors, your venues, your planners, the people that you're going to be spending time with, and seeing what's working well in their business. What can you do to complement them? What can you do to grow together? And at the end of the day, what's the end game? Again, Glenn Roush talked about it yesterday. There's not a billionaire DJ out there. It's just honest. If you have your business set up like a business and not to be attractive as an entertainment company, and only thing we do is go out and rock parties, at the end of the day, rocking parties won't get you a retirement fund. It won't get your kids' school paid for. What's the end game? What do you have set up that will further your wealth beyond what your DJ company is? Because I hate to tell you, back in the housing market, when the housing market crashed, 2008, whenever it was, the first thing people cut out of their budget, entertainment. Have you seen the stock market lately? Coronavirus, all this stuff is ain't looking too good. What's the end game? If you don't have some money put back aside, if you don't have working capital to get you through the tough times, you won't make it. Stop running your business as a hobby and start running your business like a business. Because if you run your business like a business, it's going to be profitable, and you're going to see where all of the entities work. What works, what doesn't work. My CPA, I love him and hate him, but he'll look at something. We have our QuickBooks set up, and in each event that we have, it goes to a different class. If we send a photo booth out or a dance floor, whatever, at the end of the year, he sends me a report. That dance floor, LED dance floor, only went out 2 times last year. Cost you $20,000. Sell it today. Don't look back. You want to know why? Because it didn't make you money. Because you saw a post on DJ Idea Sharing that said LED dance floors are the new big thing. If you're not investing, you're stupid. So what I do, went out and spent money that I didn't have on high interest credit cards, buying things that I didn't need, that weren't going to make me money and didn't make me money. And where did it end me up? It ended me up with debt, with a dance floor that I couldn't sell and get my return on investment. Cash is king. Work your niche. What's the end game? It all flows together. Run your business like a business. And that's one of the things that I can say has really changed and evolved in my business is to, this isn't a hobby. At the end of the day, I walked out on my day job, which made me pretty good money, about $85,000 a year. In Arkansas, I'm living on, I'm top of the world at an $85,000 career. I walked out on that to pursue my dream. My wife pushed me there because she knew this was something that I wanted to pursue forever. I can go back to work. I'm a hard worker. At the end of the day, nothing works unless you do. I'm willing to put in the work, but I need that extra push. So run your business like a business. Number 5, be coachable. And this ties into the whole fact of nothing works unless you do. You can ask it for advice. You can come to these conferences. You can talk with your peers. But if you're not willing to adapt and take their advice, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your money, you're wasting your effort. Outside opinions are always the best opinions. But there's free advice, free content, free education that's out there on the internet that costs nothing. Rick Webb, raise your hand. Putting out YouTube videos cost you nothing. John Young, Disc Jockey News, the whole reason why you're here, free educational content. Ben Stowe, another one. It costs you nothing. Nothing. Hire a business coach and take their advice. The best business coaches are businesses that have nothing to do with the current business you're involved in. My business coach, he owns a company called Galley Support Innovations in Sherwood, Arkansas. They make airplane parts for private jets. What does that have to do with entertainment? Absolutely nothing. But the conversations we have on what worked, what didn't work, they're all the same. He's able to provide me with an outside opinion that's not DJ forum talk, and really let me know that, hey, you need to be focusing on this. You need to be focusing on that. Last year, milestone event, we broke $500,000 profit. You know what he told me to do? Triple it. His business does $14 million a year. I want to be there. I want to provide for my family. I want to make sure that my unborn child has way more than I ever did. Hiring a business coach is key, but take their advice. And you don't have to spend a lot of money on these business coaches. There's people out there, if you look up to them, let's name off the rock star DJ people. Glenn Roush, be expecting an email from me on Monday because he made $1 million. I'm trying to get there. And I know that he has what it takes to get there. I need to seek that advice. There's the Mike Walters. There's the Joe Buns. People you look up to. If you're willing to pay them $100 for a conversation, they're going to drop some knowledge on you that you may use in your business, that you can learn and grow from. But the one thing that you need to do is take their advice. At the end of the day, nothing works unless you do. You need to build industry small groups. This has been key. The entire time that I've been here, I've gotten more out of the conversation that Toad and Eric and Rick Webb, we all had upstairs. The small groups is what makes us normal. You see the highs and you see the lows on Facebook. You see the guys going out there charging $15,000, $20,000, and you're wondering how you can get there. Yeah, you can go and talk to them, or you can talk to 5 other guys that are in different markets, find out what's working, and then eventually you'll get there. This isn't a race. It's a marathon. I grew my business pretty fast in a short amount of time, but I had to take some steps, and I know that in order for me to get to $1 million, it may not, it may take 10 years, but I'm going to work to get there. Okay? Never stop learning. You guys are doing that by being here today. Learn. Nuggets. Take these nuggets back home with you. Apply them. If you're not learning, if you're not evolving, you might as well get out of the business. It's not for you. Being an entrepreneur is not for people who don't want to learn. Learning is key. Read books, Audible, Facebook. I hate to say Facebook because I don't like Facebook. But there's a lot of educational content out there that doesn't cost you a dime. So always be looking to learn the next thing. So I don't know how much time that took. We're at 40 minutes, so that means I got about I got 9 minutes left. So that's great. I'm going to open up for Q&A. This is me. As you see, I have the same jeans on and the same jacket. I am a man that likes to stay in my comfort zone. So, if as always, guys, I know some of you guys know me from YouTube. My YouTube channel, it's okay. But on that YouTube channel, I tell people if they've got questions to email me. I'm always open. The one thing that I do want to lead with is, again, I'm nobody special, but I'm somebody that listened to the advice that was given and I applied it. And that's what's made me successful, ultimately. I'm not successful. I don't like that word. That's kind of conceited. But anyway, you can follow me on all my social media channels at DJ Woo Pig. I bet you don't know another.
All right, well, this is working well. Yes? I know how the switch works. There you go. There you go. See how that works? All right, so I've heard him say at least 10 times he's nobody special. Is he?
No one special.
Come on now. Come on. Ain't true. Ain't true at all. He dropped some serious stuff on you. So does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask? This is questions. This isn't like pontification. You know how it works. Ask a question. He gives an answer. Does somebody have something they would like to ask? DJ Woo Pig.
He did it, not me.
That's what you told me, man.
That's how I say it.
I know. Anybody? Yeah, absolutely. What's your name, young man? Aniola Kazim. All right. How do you spell that? No, I'm just kidding. So where are you from?
Houston, Texas.
Houston. Well, okay, Houston.
I was just in Houston
Tell the man.
the other day.
Sir.
A lot of Texas people. So before we even get started, you're in Houston. Brandon's outside of Dallas. Glenn's outside of Dallas. Who else is? Austin. These people need to be in your small group.
Oh, yeah.
You need to be seeking advice. There's a lot of successful people in this room that are in your market, that know what works. Use it to your advantage.
So I'm a local DJ for Houston, Weddings Unlimited. Google us. We do photo booths, DJ, MC, anything you're looking for. Once again, weddingsunlimited.com. So question for you. Did you start off DJing, and how did you go from DJing to being that next level business?
All right, I will always say that I'm a musician first. So that's where the production side of it comes in. Started DJing in college back in 2007. My roommate was a DJ. His dad was a DJ from New Orleans. That's kind of where I got my start doing frat parties, doing the local bar and nightclub scene. I left college. I had friends getting married. You can DJ a club? Let's turn up my wedding. That's kind of how that sparked. And really, the production side, because a lot of you guys see that I do production, that came from me being a musician, me loving live music, live entertainment, concerts. You go to a Hall & Oates concert, like I went to a couple months ago, and you hear that kick drum start the show off. It hits you in the chest. That's where I knew that at the end game, that's what I want to do. I want to be the next Ben Stowe, doing concerts for 20, 30,000 people. DJing, it's fantastic. I'm not going to lie and say that I'm not booking myself as a DJ talent for 2020. I did make a promise to my wife that, in 2020, I want to invest in our family, get away from the DJ life, and anytime my son needs something, I'm going to be there. So, again, that's growing your talent, letting them take the reins. At the end of the day, I've let them run their show. Let's catch up on Monday, that type of situation. But yeah, growing it's something that takes time. And I got a lot of people that ask, what it took to get to 18,000 subscribers on YouTube. Just keep posting, and it didn't happen overnight. Rick Webb knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think one of the things you made clear to me the first time I talked to you was all of that, plus being purposeful. You decided, you chose, you made a direction for the growth that you wanted. So if you want to grow, decide what that's going to be, decide why you want it, and then build a plan to be there.
Keyword is plan.
Yeah.
Keyword, you can't do anything without a plan. If you go to a bank, I went to my bank a couple months ago because we're looking to invest in some LED walls, and I'm asking for $100,000. The first question he asked was, what's your plan with the money that we're giving you? If you can't clearly and concisely tell someone else what your plan is, you need to work on that.
Yeah, it's like a map. If you don't have the plan to be able to get to the bank because you don't know where the bank is, you're never going to find the bank, right? Anybody else? Yes, sir. Right there. Yes, you do.
Yes.
What's your name? Where are you from?
Robert Rodriguez, Austin, Texas. Not the director Robert Rodriguez.
It's not?
No. Do you recommend a CPA for a single ops?
I recommend a CPA for anyone doing business.
Everything.
God, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It doesn't
yeah.
matter. I tell people right off the jump, and some of my friends see me as quote unquote successful. I see myself as a hard worker. I don't see myself as successful because there's always a stone that I'm chasing. If you want to get into business, you need a good CPA and you need an attorney. Have those two.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. I never knew how little money I made until I found an attorney. Found a CPA. You'd be amazed how little you make once you get your first free CPA.
And your CPA is going to help you put your money to work.
Yep.
So last year, even because of the financial rut that I was in, I'm not going to lie, I started my business on high interest debt. The worst way you can start that business. Slowly starting to creep my way out of that. We're good now, thank God. But my CPA, he recommended, I'm paying my taxes and things of this nature. He said, well, if you switch over to an S Corp or if you change up the way you're doing your business, it's going to save you $16,000 on self-employment tax. That's something I didn't know. I went to school for journalism. I'm not a business guy. I started this on a dream and a whim and just kind of muddled my way through it. That CPA has helped me dig myself out. So if you're looking for advice, I'm not going to give financial advice, but I will say your CPA knows the numbers, knows what's going to keep you out of trouble, knows what it's got to take to get to the next step on the investment mark.
Yeah, well, he knows the stuff we didn't go into being a CPA for a reason. We don't like math. So find somebody who likes it and knows what they're doing. Find a guy to do the thing you hate doing. Pay him to do it.
Hire your weakness.
I'm saying.
It doesn't matter if it's your CPA, if it's your graphics guy, hire your weakness. I can't tell you how many times on the internet I see, people say, put your DJ business card up. And it's the same played out Vista print CDJs with the blue dripping down.
I told you I'd change my card. Give me a break.
If that is anybody's card in here, let me know because I will take care of you. Hire your weaknesses, graphic designers, automation, Eric Massengale, the systems he's put in place to make my job easier so I can make my guys' job easier. Hire your weaknesses because time is money. And the more time you have, whether it be, at home or in the office, it's going to make you money ultimately.
We got time for one more if you got it. All right, I think I speak for probably everybody here. If you've never met him, you've met him now, and you know that he is as impressive as I thought he was when I first met him. He's an impressive guy, isn't he? Yeah, he really is. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's hear it for Mr. Simmons. Come on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you all for having me. Like I said, I am an open book. I don't have all the answers. I'm just a normal guy trying to not go back to work for the man and make a decent living doing it. So if you've got any questions, please, I'm an open book.
Absolutely. We can all relate, man. Thank you very much. Once again, Johnathan Simmons for my friends.